Hi and welcome to Upvoted, a channel dedicated to Reddit's verbal diarrhea.
Son gets brilliant revenge on greedy stepmom who married ailing dad for money. OP is an only son who was born to a loving couple. Unfortunately, his mother passed away at 55 years old when OP was only a teenager, leaving both the young man and his father completely heartbroken. Eventually his father became involved with a woman by the name of Grace. He thought the woman was playing all the right emotional notes, but wasn't entirely sincere. Not one to toy with his father's emotions, the son didn't say anything about the new relationship, or the fact that while his dad mourned his mom for a year, Grace would be calling every single day to check in on him. Once the year was over, Grace began assiduously pursuing a relationship with his dad despite being 15 plus years younger than him. Again, OP didn't trust the relationship, but he was happy to see his father stop being so pessimistic all the time. While OP gave Grace the benefit of the doubt, he still didn't quite believe she was sincere, especially because his father had amassed quite a bit of money as a banker, leaving the man with a decent amount of wealth. After 6 months of dating, his father and Grace became engaged and then married, but deep down inside, OP's father never got over his mother. That, coupled with health issues of his own, saw a rapid decline in the man's well-being. While this was going on, OP was enjoying a full ride to university outside of the country. They lived somewhere in Scandinavia, and his father, knowing he was getting progressively sicker, asked OP if he needed anything money-wise. OP declined, saying his schooling was sufficient, and urged his dad to have a more positive outlook on life as he had a lot to live for. However, OP's dad had never really recovered from the death of his first wife. It's believed that his grief greatly contributed to his loss, and he died about a year later. It was after his death that Grace began to show her true colors. 80% of his liquid assets were left to Grace, with the 5-bedroom home, which was located in a primo real estate location, being left to OP. Grace continued to treat the home as hers, which was fine with OP at first. He could tell that she was upset she wasn't bequeathed the 5-bedroom house, which rubbed OP the wrong way. Even worse was when she was intimating that the two of them could be in a relationship with one another, which OP summed up as, gross. He wasn't in a hurry to kick her out and let her live there to be a good sport. Plus he'd only really stay in the home while visiting family members while on break from school. Things took a turn for the worse when 5 months after his father died she began dating a dude named Ivan who was only a few years older than OP. Ivan began living in the house, which didn't sit right with OP. To make matters worse, Grace decided to give away his PlayStation 4 to Ivan's cousin, which was the straw that broke the camel's back. Even though he didn't play video games, he couldn't believe she'd up and just give his property away to someone. Especially when he never once asked for a single dollar of the inheritance his father left Grace. To make matters worse, she announced she'd be marrying Ivan. OP just smiled and nodded the whole time. When Grace leaves the premises to go on an extended marriage and honeymoon ceremony in her country, he immediately has movers come and take all of her stuff and put it in storage. Then he began putting lease ads out on the home and received tons of responses, ultimately settling on a family with preteen kids. He changed all of the locks in the home and made sure to get a lawyer involved in the entire process, and even paid for 4 months of storage for her belongings, a month longer than their 3-month honeymoon. Obviously Grace was unhappy and shrieked when she discovered she no longer had a home after returning back with Ivan. Last OP heard of her, she left the country. And while he was very calculated and final in his decision to separate her from the home, he concedes he probably would have let her stay in it, free of charge, if she had only behaved better out of respect and in memory of his father. But now he's just enjoying a ton of money renting out the home and is pretty much set for the rest of his life. Do you think he was too harsh on Grace? Or, by his account, do you think she got exactly what was coming to her? Thanks for watching. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to see more.